Okay, today is November 29th. I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. Well, I mean, I had just kind of a relaxing one, but really didn't, not a very eventful. But, I mean, literally, I can't have like really one day of peace until, something gets done with the deep state over here. And these people that in these positions of power that aren't doing their job. Okay, and that's why I have to upload these videos. Nobody's protecting just the normal citizens. Okay, so I mean I have so much evidence. I've been here over 3 years. Okay, so this guy Hector is the landlord. I just found this place in a Craigslist, but I'm telling you, this has gone on for me because people, of course, anybody would think, why don't you just move? Okay. But this has gone on ever since I've been on this targeted program. Doesn't matter where I lived. When I first moved back from Arizona, I was harassed I had men around me, these people around me in Hastings illegally recording me all the time. And I tried reporting that to the Hastings police. They actually did come out. They knocked on the guy's door. He had all this electronic equipment in there, but they didn't know what it was. He's sitting there illegally recording me like all day long. This has gone on for me since 2014. So it doesn't really matter where I live. They come in and they move in around me. These I just found this room for rent on Craigslist, and the people living here for the most part were fine, except for this guy upstairs. And don't try to pretend it's not the Masons, because it is the Masons. And the reason why they can't report, like this guy reported him multiple times. Other people have reported him. He's stolen people's mail and stuff like that. But the sheriffs and the police, they're all Masons. So according to their secret oath, they can't tell on each other. So they literally are getting away with putting an entire state, an entire country in danger because they won't violate their oaths and tell on each other. So it is most definitely a problem, these secret societies. Okay? They will not. So they'll put their own family in danger. They'll put their own wives in danger. They'll put their own children in danger because they won't, according to their oaths, they can't tell on each other. So, he's a Mason upstairs, so the police over here they just won't, no matter how many crimes he commits here, which it's been about 4 misdemeanors and 1 felony. We got mail tampering. He stolen several people's mail. Then, and then when I filed a police report about my stolen mail, it was a $200 item. The Hennepin County would not give me a police report, so then the companies wouldn't refund me. So I was out $200 because of him, because the Hennepin County refuses to give me a police report. And this company said, well, we do need a police report to prove. And I said, well, it was delivered. Said it was delivered, but it wasn't here when I got off work. So then he's gone in my room illegally. There's about 3 other times he's illegally gone in my room. It didn't lock very well in the beginning, so you could just like get in with a credit card. Stolen more things. It's at least $500 worth of things that he's stolen. He just thinks he can do whatever he wants because he knows that his Mason buddies are not going to record him are not going to arrest him according to their oaths. Okay, this is extremely dangerous situation. When I first moved in here, I didn't know this guy. I didn't know anybody, but then I tried one other. I was staying with my family for a while, then I was staying with one other lady for a while. Then she illegally went in my room and did all kinds of crazy stuff too. And then, of course, I have a situation back in South Dakota with a sheriff back there who's a Mason. So it really does involve an issue with the Masons. And you try to say you're nice guys, charitable guys. But when you have these oaths where you can't tell on each other and you're putting an entire country involved, then, you are the criminals. You are completely negligent and you are the criminals. I have so much evidence against that I'm being illegally harassed here, and that he's committed so many crimes against me. The police come out. This one morning, he would go, when I was getting ready for work, he would illegally record me in the morning to try to just irritate me. Like, he'd just purposely get in my way as I was making my lunch. And then he would record me to see if he could get me, like, mad. And then he was going to call his buddies. And one morning he did that. At 5 a.m, they came out. Literally, they came out within 2 minutes. So they were already outside. They were in here within 2 minutes. I got their names. C. Wang was one of them, and I didn't get the other one's name, but I got his photo. And all I did, I said, this is the third time I've told you, you don't have permission to illegally record me in a private residence. Okay? Then, so, but this situation with the landlord, I have to record him all of his threats, because this is a criminal matter at this point. I'm being threatened illegally for no reason. I have an animal that I have to worry about. I'm a disabled veteran, so you can't just come in here and threaten to kick out people, and he's done it to other people for no reason. So I had to record that because this is now a criminal matter where he's threatening me for no reason. I didn't get any notice. I don't know what he's talking about. He comes in here all mad, tries to kick me out now today. And so I'm just uploading this behavior. I'm a disabled veteran. You have to go through a process to give people time to find a place to live. So I said, I don't know what you're talking about. He'll just make up stuff. And he'll say other people said this about you. Other people said this. Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence? So this, you can't just be like, hearsay, well, somebody doesn't like you, so I'm going to kick you out now. There's processes, but of course we have our criminal sheriffs and criminal police that don't, follow any processes either. So, I guess they all just think they can treat us however we want unless we stand up to them. So, I uploaded the video about how when I first moved in here, we had an issue where this big tree outside was completely backing up the sewer line. So we all had flooding going on down here where I'm at. And then after about a year, it took him forever to get the roots figured out, and there was flooding multiple times down here. At the time when I first got here, I just had an airbed when the flooding first happened, and I woke up and I was in 3 inches of water. Okay, and then I had my radio next to me, my phone. I could have been electrocuted in the middle of the night. Okay, that's a safety and health violation, isn't it? Where's the fire marshals? Where's the police? Where's the fair housing? I've tried calling every single one of them. I've tried reporting all this stuff to every single one of them. And then it took forever for him to finally come out and get that fixed. We could have been electrocuted in the middle of the night. All of us down here. There's 3 of us. Okay. I woke up literally in 3-4 inches of water. Okay. And I had no idea who these people were or who he was. I don't really know what kind of thing I'm walking into. And I don't know, there's a sewer issue, and then he did finally get that cleared out. But then now, I've taken pictures where sometimes we still, what happened is, like, the pipe is still kind of crooked because the roots came up underneath. And so it's still kind of crooked. He would have to come in and have it straightened out. So sometimes the stuff still backs up into our showers here. It's sewer water. I don't really know how it's happening. Isn't there like a trap to prevent the sewer water? I got pictures and videos of that, where it's sewer water backing up into our showers down here. Okay, this is like, where's the fire marshals? Where's the, but yeah, he just comes out of nowhere. And he's done this to me multiple times. It's just out of nowhere. He'll just make up stuff like, some roommate complained about your dog or something like that. I have a letter. This is an emotional support dog. I'm a disabled veteran. I have a right to have the animal. I don't care. And I just keep her in this area that I rent or outside. And so it's none of anybody's business, anything about the dog. But what was happening is when I first got here, the door wouldn't totally shut, and I kept telling him about it. I said, this door doesn't totally shut. So every once in a while, she was getting over to one of the other people, like going in this one bathroom, and I said, well, it's because the door doesn't shut. And I kept asking him to fix the door, and he said, I can't because it's a fire hazard. It's like, what are you talking about? This is just an inside door to, you know, the rest of the area that you rent. It's not a fire hazard. It's not. It's just, it has a handle on it. It opens. You know, it's not a fire hazard. He just went, and I said, it's not my fault that she gets out that door because it doesn't lock. It doesn't shut all the way. You have to fix the hinge. And so so I was so upset today that I've called the federal animal abuse hotline because he's trying to illegally kick me out. So I filed a complaint against that there because I don't know, you know, I'm going to have to try to get out of here. I can't handle living like this anymore. You know, something has to get done with the way that these landlords are able to treat people. I've done nothing. I'm completely paid up in rent. I've always paid direct, right on time, the rent that I'm owed. I'm not behind in rent. I don't abuse anybody like he does upstairs. I don't harass anybody. I just stay to myself. And so, you know, I'm not going to be treated like this anymore. You know, somebody has to actually do their job. They need to get in trouble. The authorities that aren't doing their jobs. I did my job. I took an oath in the military. You know, what didn't you, the police, the fire marshals, all of you took an oath. You know, you're not doing your job. I'm not going to get in trouble or be harassed because you're not doing your job anymore. I'm sick of it. I got all the evidence. I got so much evidence that you guys aren't doing your job. And a lot of people do. You know, the whole state. I mean, fair housing, when I called the fair housing, they were like, oh, you know, the Minneapolis office is handling 5 different states. Oh, yeah, good one. Like, we're ever going to get any help from the fair housing. They're not doing their job. The police aren't doing their job. The fire marshals aren't doing their job. The sheriffs aren't doing their job. A lot of them are Masons. Most of them are Masons. I actually had a phone call with this guy. Yeah. Here's the better picture of the you know, sewer water issue. I've got videos and everything. I had a conversation with this Scott Walters guy the other day, last week, who I've watched his video on the History Channel. Okay, I talked to him about, well, I was trying to get a hold of him because I like his show. I like his show America Unearthed because I like all the history that he's done about this, about the history in our country. Okay, and he, I've been trying to get a hold of him, and then he finally called me back, and we talked for about an hour, but I didn't know he was a Mason, and and so apparently, you know, I showed him the video that I did about the Templars, and you know how the relics and stuff were. My understanding is that there was, like, the Templars were murdered, you know, 1307, and there's been a bunch of different things that have happened since that we really don't know the truth. And I was trying to see what he knew, and I told him, you know, he's seen my videos about all the police, and he didn't like that I was trying to, you know, say that all the Masons were bad, because he said we're not all bad, you know. We're you know, we just get together like a brotherhood. I said, why do you think it's the Masons? And I said, well, I'm sorry, who else is it going to be? I know it's partly the CIA, but you know, my understanding from different people is that like 95% of all the sheriffs and stuff are Masons. And you know, he tried to say, well, how are you so sure it's the Masons harassing you? Well, pretty sure it's some kind of a secret society, and you know, you take an oath and you can't tell on each other, you know. And so what you're doing by that is putting a lot of people in danger just because you don't want to. And so I'm trying to. Yeah, right here. This is the phone call that I had with Scott Walters. With Scott Walters on November 26th. Telling him about this, and talking to him why is it that they can't leave me alone? Why is it that they can't do their jobs? Why they just can't do their jobs? They're putting the rest of us in danger. I took an oath as a military person, and I did my oath, and I was simply reported a crime. That's what I was supposed to do. Why aren't you living up to your oaths? So he tried to say that it's not the Masons, and that I'm like, well, why won't they stop harassing me? And why is it that I can't get the harassment to stop? What is it about the Masons that they're after me for? Why can't they stop? Because it's gone on since 2013. Okay, so you have a lot of explaining to do, all of you, as to why you just won't do your jobs and protect people, because you aren't protecting people. Okay, so I've got all these threatening text messages from Hector that I saved, and let's see, I'm having your roommates tell me about you. Oh, okay. Well, he was already making up stuff about me. I'm having your roommates reporting about you, and they're complaining about things. Let's see, they were complaining about my dog for the first couple months I was here because the door wouldn't lock. And that was because he wouldn't get it fixed. So was that my fault? No, that was not my fault. And so she would get out sometimes into their area. Well, that's because the door wouldn't lock. And then as soon as the door was fixed, then that didn't happen again. Now, did it? Okay, really? You want to play games? Okay, then we got one here. I got all the threatening text messages saved. I mean, what I've had to go through here. This is so ridiculous. Like, okay, let's see. Oh yeah, he tried to say this is what he tried to say. This is, I can't have the door shut. It's a safety violation. It's like, this is an inside door. It's not any kind of a fire hazard to have these doors. This is an inside door, and I pay for this particular area. So of course I need it to shut. It can't be open because this is the area that I pay for. That's part of my rent. And a fire hazard. You have to have a door wide open because of fire. The door has to be able to open. It opens. It has a handle on it. You can open it. It's not locked, shut. You can open it. You can get right outside. There's no fire hazard involved. I have no idea what this guy, how he comes up with this stuff and who's telling him this stuff. Okay. Okay. So, because then he tried to kick me out. Just for because the dog was getting over there, and I said, you can't. This is an emotional support dog, and I have every right to have the dog. And you just need to get the door fixed. So that was like the first fight we had. Oh, consider this a legal notice, and you're okay because of that, because he wouldn't fix the door. Okay. That was believe me, I've got lots of these. Let's see. Oh yeah, complaints again from my roommates about the dog getting out because he wouldn't fix the door. Yeah, this was, you cannot lock that door. I don't lock it. I just shut it. Okay. He's tried threatening me. I can't fix it because it's a safety hazard or something. And he would text me when I was at work and like threaten and just like go on and on and on, and to the point where I would like practically have an anxiety attack at work. I'm telling you, these landlords, and nobody's putting them in line. I don't know this guy. I didn't know this guy. And then he'll, and then tries to be friendly and stuff like that. But then if you don't act a certain way towards him, or act like you like him, or something like that, then he'll get mad at that too. He's used to, kind of schmoozing his way in, and, being any way that he wants with you. And if you don't respond appropriately, then he'll get mad at that too. If you don't respond a certain way to him. No, I'm just a renter here. I don't even, why do I even have to talk to you? I don't. Why do I even have to have any kind of, have you coming and, he comes right in my room, like when I'm sleeping and stuff, and I'll try to have a conversation. That's not appropriate. I've never had a landlord do that before, but nobody's stopping him from doing it. It's just like, I'm sorry, this is like a private room that I rent here. I don't have to talk to you, and I don't have to have, deal with any of this. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is him trying to threaten me just because of that door issue. Consider this a legal notice. Oh, believe me, I have so much more. I've got 3 years of this type of stuff. Okay. But like I said, it's not that easy when you're on this list, this targeted list. There's more. There's more. I've got lots more. Plus, there's other people that have lived here that have received a bunch of threats for no reason. Like this guy here, he was behind in rent, so the landlord asked him to do some work on one of his vehicles, and that was supposed to apply towards rent. And then he reneged on it, and he's like, no, that didn't apply towards rent. So then he threatened to have his car towed off the property. And so then all of a sudden the guy's parked across the street, and I'm like, what's wrong? And he said, well, Hector is threatening to tow my car because I'm behind in rent. And he's going to take my car. And he's working with the sheriffs here. He said, the sheriff, I have to make sure it's legal, but we can come in and take all your stuff and tow your car off because you're 3 months behind. Yeah, he was going to come in and tow his car and take all of his stuff out of his room. And he said that he was working with the sheriff, and the sheriff would be over here. And so, that was the text message that we got a month ago, this guy upstairs. So, these people are crazy. I don't have to live this way, and I shouldn't have to after I've served 15 years serving my country, and I'm an honorable veteran, and I get treated this way. I can't get any help from any agencies. There's no agencies because you're all in cahoots with your little secret society stuff. This is BS. Okay, I'm not living this way anymore. Somebody has to be held accountable and actually do their jobs. Why do you get paid? Oh, you want to get paid and act like you're doing your job, but I've got so much evidence against you that you're not doing your job. I have 3 years of evidence that you're not doing your job. I reported this guy 3 or 4 times to them, the sheriff, for federal mail tampering, and he did it to this other girl that was living here in the room that I was. He stole her mail as well. She told me because I met her. And so there's 2 counts of federal mail tampering. I was illegally pushed that one morning after he was not only was he illegally recording me without my permission, but then what happened is I went over to, I said, don't record me, and then I just went over and I turned off his phone, and he slapped me as hard as he could, and I went flying across the room. And so they came, and they were here in 2 minutes, and I had, there was witnesses to me flying across the room, and I had this mark on my face and everything. No, the local Golden Valley Police wouldn't do a thing. It was C. Wang and one other one. They were here within 2 minutes. So that means that they were already illegally recording me. They were already in cahoots with him. He texts him. And they were illegally recording me, and they were here, and they didn't do one thing. And so I had evidence. I showed them evidence that he was illegally recording me. There's females here. What are you illegally recording us coming out of the showers and stuff like that? That type of stuff is like creep show type stuff. You can't do that. You can't allow renters to do that to people. Then they, plus on top of it, I got assaulted. That's domestic assault. They didn't do anything. They won't, because they're all Masons. So it's against their oath. So we have a real problem here with all of these agencies. They're just not doing anything to protect us. And, so I really don't know what, I'm just trying to warn other people. I don't really know what to do here. I have an animal to consider, and I'm a disabled veteran myself, and I don't, it's been like this for 13 years. Why do I think it's going to be any better anywhere else that I go? Until something happens with the people that aren't doing their jobs. They are not protecting us. The fair housing isn't protecting us. The police isn't protecting us. The sheriff's not protecting. The fire marshals aren't protecting. Nobody's doing their job. I report different things with evidence to them, and they don't do anything about it. And so I'm fed up, and I'm just telling you all the different things I have to deal with. You can't just come out of nowhere. There's processes for eviction. But this guy just thinks that he can just come in and say and do whatever he wants. And really, he has no business being here. Unless there's something that needs to be fixed or something. But he'll come over and he'll just act, walk around and harass people. It's just like, I don't even know how to respond to this guy anymore. I've just never seen like a landlord act this way before. Normally, they don't just get to come in and, come in your room and everything like this. This guy just comes in people's rooms and does whatever he wants, So I've never quite seen a situation like this, but it's pretty crazy, and I'm really sick of, because of everything I've done for my country, and I haven't, I am the victim here. I'm the victim, okay? I'm not going to be treated like a criminal anymore. I was just, I won't tolerate this anymore. So hopefully, this will be a warning to the rest of other women, whoever. I mean, we have to document these authorities who aren't doing their jobs. They're just not. I have so much evidence against them.